started on the
Oh, yeah,
fireworks.
I forgot about that.
So when should we start talking?
Right now. Okay, so
Hey guys, welcome to our Civil War spoilers review.
it's not going to be spoilers right now, so don't
Well,
run
not
away.
right now, yeah.
For the first 5 to 10 minutes, I'll put a message on the bottom when it starts happening. We will be reviewing the movie without spoilers. And if anyone says a spoiler, I'll just cut it out. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And we'll be playing this classic game.
yeah, we're playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So, I just saw Civil War a second time. Joey, how many times have you seen it so far?
0? I'm kidding, 1.
Just once?
Yeah.
1.
Okay. Alright, so... and Tommy, unfortunately, was not able to come with us.
So we have a
This time.
replacement. It's Jade. He's the other comic book nerd.
I don't have any room
Besides
to save
me.
this shit. Okay. Yeah, but we're playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance in the background. So... let's begin. Hard mode. No.
I think the only thing easy dictates is the fact that like heroes can actually just get knocked out.
What the hell?
God, this game is in terrible quality. Alright, anyway, so, if you were to describe the movie in one word, what would you say?
Oh, you sound excited like you didn't just watch it a second time. Okay.
Okay.
No. From like okay, awesome, great, spectacular, those kind of words. Let's rate it that way. So Jade, go first.
I'm
UN and Alpha requested.
gonna say somewhere between okay and awesome.
That sounds about right. I'd say good,
I'd say great.
awesome.
Yeah, I'll basically say what you said.
I think you can if you watch the BVS review that we did with Batman Arkham Knight, you can already see a far better reaction from me so far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this movie's actually good.
Way better than that.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, and you guys are probably gonna, like, yell at us for being like, hey, you guys are railing on BVS too much. Well,
No, we weren't. Did you watch that review?
No, but...
you and Tom were raving about it for like half a minute.
But okay, well, our opinions have drastically changed. But,
my rating has gone down from a
yeah,
C- to a D+.
D+ for me, also. But, it's just hard not to talk about BVS when this review.
Why? Because it's DC.
And it's also two superheroes fighting each other.
Yeah.
So...
and what happens at the end of this movie? Stuff happens at the end of this movie.
Okay, so anyway.
Is that Ultron? Is that what he's supposed to look
be
like?
Yes,
Ultron?
that is Ultron.
Oh my god!
That is what Ultron is supposed to look like.
He's a catalyst for this movie.
Aren't you glad they didn't use the lips in the, from the concept art for
Yes, thank Christ.
Spader's,
Okay, so
version?
we are getting really sidetracked right now.
Well, we're talking about Age of Ultron while they're fighting on a helicarrier
Also,
against
did you see
Ultron.
Nick Fury before?
Yeah, he's white.
Looks like you.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
The white one.
And they had the Ultimate Thor in this for some reason.
Yeah, the one with the beard.
I love that one, but he's nuts.
Yeah. So, Civil War.
What can we say?
How can we really talk about this without saying any spoilers?
Okay, what you're probably gonna know is Spider-Man's in the movie, and
That's not a spoiler because the
Well,
commercials.
we'll talk about him in depth
no.
a little later.
let's
but
just say our first reactions right now. Joe, go.
the best Spider-Man we have ever had.
Ditto. Like, Jesus Christ, the amount of screen time he has in it is. It doesn't matter because he is Spider-Man. He's
in
Spider-Man ripped out of the pages.
You think they got the rights during development of the film? You think, oh, he's just going to be in there for like 5
It's going to
minutes.
be generic. Like they're not going to get his character
He's in
right.
for a good like half hour
I
to
think-
like 40 minutes. He's in there for a
That's not his screen
okay,
time, but he's in it. But like
for a good chunk of the movie, he's in.
But here's the thing about his character, like no spoilers. Okay, so Sony has had the rights since like the 90s. They made 5 films, never got the character right. Marvel gets it like a year or 2 ago, puts him in one film as a cameo, as like a big cameo, and they get the character exactly as he should be from the comics.
Yeah, like what was so hard?
Like, I don't get it.
Andrew Garfield came slightly close.
Jade, what was your reaction to
Jade is okay. Well, just before you guys blast her in the comments, Jade is a bit of a contrarian when it comes to this kind of things. So that's why she's
What?
here to make things a little more interesting.
Toby.
You think Tobey Maguire is a better Spider-Man?
I liked him best.
But this was literally wait, that doesn't make sense. You like comic book accuracy. This was the most comic book accurate you've ever gotten.
I don't know. There was just something about him. I felt like he was sort of like pointless. And...
No, okay. Well,
Oh wait, no, character-wise,
character-wise,
not plot-wise.
Character-wise, do you think they did Spider-Man correctly?
I
he
mean,
seem
I
like
can't say no because they did.
Okay, good. But I mean, also Jade's not very. You're not the biggest Spider-Man fan.
Me and Joe, like
Me and Joey.
I own all of the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books.
I've read a
See,
lot
like
of
the biggest
Spider-Man.
thing for me was
He's
well,
read like all the classic ones.
the biggest problem, like with characterization for me, where I will mess you up if you get it wrong, is well, that'll go into spoiler territory. So I'm not gonna say it here. I'll say it later.
Yeah, but actually they didn't get it wrong, so because I know that character because I read that character. But anyway,
Do you though?
yeah, I
Yeah, but
do.
as
I literally
a
read the run.
gigantic Spider-Man fan, I am the happiest person
I was
alive
like,
right now.
okay, so it like
Now, if they only think I get my other favorite superhero
Okay,
right
so-
this year.
So we have a
You know who it
very interesting thing that goes on with these movies. Okay, we got our favorite character, Spider-Man, and then it's like one of my favorite characters is Batman. And BVS, watching that car chase, I felt immensely depressed because they were getting their
Because Cap
character wrong.
manages to do anything without killing anyone.
Like
Manages to do a car chase without killing anyone.
Batman's not supposed to kill. And then Spider-Man comes on, his mannerisms are exactly like they should be.
Yeah.
And I was just smiling and like giggling to myself because I was like, oh my god.
like, this is what I saw
oh my
in all those
god.
car chases
I was
as a
so
kid.
happy. I've like never been that happy before about a comic book film.
It felt like him from Spectacular Spider-Man.
Or
in
the
a
Ultimate
sense.
Universe.
Or the Ultimate Comics.
Wow,
yeah.
you were not doing it.
Honestly, my favorite character
Yeah,
in the movie was.
Yeah, Bucky was.
Bucky
I want a Winter Soldier
movie.
movie.
Like, holy shit, Trial Captain America movie, please.
Yeah, I know.
Make
That would
happen.
involve him having to be arrested, which he hasn't yet.
Which would be great. Hey, guess what? What's his name can do that as a thing. We'll get into spoilers later. You know what I'm talking about because that's what the plot is of Trial of Captain America.
Okay,
is.
before we go into
Yep.
detail about him, just a quick thing. Give me one word, a quick description of what you thought of Black Panther.
Badass.
Amazing. Like,
What did you think?
He was okay.
yeah, he was badass. He was badass.
I mean, I'm
That
not
guy
gonna
did
say
not
I
fuck
didn't like him
around.
because I liked him.
Yeah. I liked him when he was whenever any of these new characters were on screen, I loved it. Winter Soldier, Spider-Man, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, and a few
Oh, I
others.
freaking loved Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet
in
Witch
this
was
movie.
great.
Scarlet Witch.
Like
Wanda was
I wish we could
fantastic
have.
movie.
I wish we could have a movie with her,
Yeah, I want her to have her own movie. Like, that would be sick.
but we can't because of.
We can have a movie
Yeah,
called Scarlet Witch
mostly
and the
because
Vision.
of the X-Men.
Or like the Vision was great. But like people want a Black Widow movie.
I really do.
Vision.
I don't. Like
I
don't
think
think.
Vision was extremely comic accurate. Like,
Oh,
holy
yeah,
shit,
he was
he
great.
looks exactly like and acts exactly like he's supposed
He
to.
wears a suit at one scene. Actually, multiple, but it's hilarious when he's trying to look normal.
Oh, yeah,
because
when he's-
it reminds me exactly of like Captain America, where he's trying to like get back into the groove of things after being like asleep for like 70 years.
Also, what do we think of RDJ and Chris Evans in this movie?
Man,
This is their best performance.
it was tough to choose a side at some points.
Yeah.
I went into
because you understand both
I
aspects.
mean, I'll be on.
Well, I
Iron
mean,
Man's
you're-
an asshole.
Iron Man still is an asshole.
I'll
yes,
be honest
but-
with you. I mean, yes, they made Iron Man's side actually at least defensible at this
Oh
point.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike the comic.
Where he's a fascist,
yeah,
weird
unlike the
crap.
Yeah, he's
Comment,
basically a fast piece
yeah.
of crap.
He looks Scorpion,
Yeah,
a character we're
Scorpion.
never going to see in the movies.
Could be.
Could
But
be.
never know.
Or do you think they're going to do with JJJ hiring him to kill Spider-Man? I think that's what happened in the comics, if I remember correctly.
I was still Team Cap.
Hey, look, he's working for Doctor Doom. Can't do that.
God damn it!
God damn it.
And we have Ultron bots. Man, this would actually be a tough fight for the Avengers.
Yeah, it would.
No, the thing
Ultron
is,
and Doctor Doom.
No, the boss of this level is actually probably the hardest. I think
Okay,
it's Fin Fang
so
Foom.
I think it's time to get into
I
spoilers.
haven't played this in enough.
because
No,
they're
not yet. We have like a minute left.
okay. A minute.
So, so Thor's not in this movie. Neither is Hulk.
Because I think the reason they did that is because
Oh no,
if-
the reasoning is they reached the maximum amount of characters they could have in the movie.
but at the same time, if they were there, it would be an instant win for whoever side they were on.
It'd be an instant win for Cap.
Yeah, because
we have Vision and Scarlet Witch.
no, but Thor
Vision didn't-
is a god. But we're talking about
Spoilers.
Hulk.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh, I guess this is a perfect time to start talking about spoilers. A little tidbit thing is gonna play right now. It stopped playing. We're back.
Okay, so we're gonna start off. The movie starts off with the. Okay, well that scene comes into play later, so we'll talk about that later. But first off, the Avengers versus Crossbones.
Man,
What a waste of a villain.
I
man.
know. Why'd they?
I did not want them to kill him.
Why'd they
Yeah,
kill him?
he was so good when you were seeing him
Not
in
to
action.
mention,
Like,
this
all
actually-
suited up,
when he
looked
had
badass.
the punchy stuff.
Yeah.
Not to mention, this takes away something for later.
And like his relationship
Yeah.
with Cap, where he's like, I've been waiting for this a long
Then
time, you
again-
son of a bitch.
We're never gonna see what's her face. So it's
Sharon Carter?
no
Because Sharon Carter's the one who accidentally killed
Skull's-
Captain America.
Red Skull's daughter. Because
Sin?
yeah, Sin. Because Crossbones has a relationship with her
Oh,
in the
really?
comics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really
but
want him to come back,
sucks,
speaking of
because
that.
it's like this could have been a recurring villain. Marvel needs to stop killing off their villains.
But then again, they don't kill off the villain in this one.
That action sequence was fantastic, though.
Wow, that was weird.
That action sequence.
Wait, that's like a like that. Oh, that's it. What is that?
I'd love for Red Skull to come back.
Is that 90s or like early 2000s?
I think it's early 2000s.
Yeah.
Quite on.
What? Red
I'd
Skull?
love for Red Skull to come back.
Too bad the
Okay, now we're getting sidetracked.
the actor who played him doesn't want to come back.
I like that action sequence though. Like, first off, it did more with Falcon, made him look
Yes,
cooler.
and
Like
he-
him blocking the bullets with his wings and using his drone and all that shit.
And they
That was really
replaced
cool.
his awesome Hawk with a
Robot.
Yeah.
The robot works though.
Yeah.
I know, but why didn't you just give him the bird?
Because it wasn't established that he has the superpower to telepathically communicate with Falcons. Do you know how weird that would be? Like, he's
Yeah.
a military guy.
It's like, by the way, Steve, I didn't tell you about
he's,
this,
he's
but
like, that's the only power he has. And it's like, and he's basically like a bird. But it's like, in the movies, he's been established as a paratrooper, basically.
yeah.
So it like wouldn't make sense. Maybe if he had a pet bird.
Oh my god, the frame.
Oh yeah, because we're playing a game from like what 2007.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Honestly,
Jeez, the camera angles. Go on.
honestly, like that's why I was gonna say I'll get into that like later, but
But here's the thing about comic book movies, comic books to comic book movies, you can never be accurate. Because, I mean, look at Vision's design in the comic books compared to the movies. The movies look great, and the comic book looks like it's left over from the 70s and 80s, like, character design for comic book characters. You know what he
Yeah.
looks like, with the silly, like, almost Doctor Strange, like, weird, like,
yeah.
collar that
For
goes
example,
up way too
Scarlet
high.
Witch's original costume.
Her stupid ass mask thing.
Josh Whedon actually
What?
told
The thing that goes around her face that's on a mask?
the fruit
that she
bowl.
doesn't...
The fruit bowl.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
you
You know
know,
what-
talking about Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
if you're talking about her, I miss her comic
Iron
costume
Man.
actually.
Why? It's so
We're
stupid
gonna put
looking.
Cap and Iron Man in the same team just to be ironic. Oh, Black Panther.
Oh, hey, Colossus.
No, I can't pick him. Damn it.
Who else?
Oh wait, no, that's not Black Panther. It's just a black.
Oh wait, no, just pretend
Oops.
those four characters aren't there.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Deadpool. Yes, always pick Deadpool. Okay, we're good.
He's gonna kill everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is a
But
good
no,
team.
like what I was saying before, like I would kill somebody if they got the characterization of the Hulk wrong.
All right, so can we talk more about the action sequence and stop getting sidetracked?
Yeah, what,
Okay.
what happened in action?
Yeah. Okay.
was
so
action in this
Crossbones.
movie?
Yeah. The film. Okay. Did it feel like that action sequence was filmed differently than the rest of the action sequences?
It is quite possible that
The camera work was much different.
because they do have separate directors for certain things.
Yeah.
Because it might not be the Russos. It might because they actually I think they had a third guy direct something in Winter Soldier too. Oh wait, I'm getting confused with Age of Ultron. Never mind. Age of Ultron had a second unit director.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so what happens in that scene is shit
Goes south.
Goes south.
Stupid.
Crossbones.
But here's the-
Okay, so Crossbones
Okay, so-
distracts Cap with Bucky's name, saying like, "Hey, I heard from him," and he tries to use it to one up him and blow him up with the
suicide bomb.
With a suicide bomb, and all of a sudden you see the explosions contained, and Scarlet Witch is trying to hold it together. She loses her grip and she throws him into a hospital.
She doesn't lose her grip. She
Well,
just
she-
tosses him in the air because
Yeah,
she can't hold it
tries
anymore.
to toss him away from a
Okay,
building
now
and ends
the-
up blowing
I
up
have
the
one
hospital.
problem with this scene. The building looks empty when it explodes.
Yeah.
So I felt nothing.
I mean, nobody really responded to it other than the explosion, so it didn't look like there were.
But then
people.
you see
Like
the people
like
coming
we
out, so,
heard
I mean-
like screaming and I was like, okay, a building blew up. It didn't look like anyone was in it. Those rooms looked empty.
Like the building from
Because we've seen that there have been scenes where
Okay,
people
where am I going?
where people have exploded in these movies, and so it's like you didn't show like
yeah, you didn't show that, you know.
So you're
like
saying-
so it didn't
Like you
I
should have
didn't
shown.
get it.
You should have shown people working in the hospital.
Like you should have shown like a few people like walking around the halls and then them just get obliterated by the fire.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying it was sort of like the building from Age of Ultron, where Tony's like, I could probably buy that.
No, I
have
mean,
no
literally,
idea what
like,
I'm doing.
can I see it?
Yeah, you want to see it?
What was
Okay,
the
Joey's
direction?
taking the reins now. Okay, so anyway, Wanda fucks up dramatically, and it makes sense. I like how they've done it. Have they displayed that she? Okay, let me see it now. All right, so
You're going in the right direction
I
now.
like how she's display that she's still not fully in control of her powers yet.
And she's OP as hell.
She is OP. Like
Well,
when
hey,
she like
She and Vision are now the like ones to like if they go crazy and destroy things,
they're overpowered.
It's
as
end
fuck.
world.
Well,
It's
she is the one that caused, like...
this dissembled.
She did
right?
lose her mind and reset reality.
She also killed Vision.
House of
Hawk-
M. That's what I was thinking.
Like
of.
she
She
killed
caused House of M.
in Avengers Disassembled. She killed Vision, Hawkeye, and someone else. Spoilers for
yeah.
a thing that came out 10 years
Years
ago.
ago.
Yeah,
That came
we
out like
haven't read it.
2004, 2003.
Vision wasn't too happy next time he saw her.
No, of course not.
Okay, so after this, we cut to Tony Stark looking like he's 19. That was really impressive. That
That
CGI.
was stupid impressive.
That actually
Yeah.
confused me the
Like,
first time I saw it.
You're
'cause I'm
talking
like,
about
wait,
Robert Downey
who?
Jr. looking exactly like he did in Weird Science. Like
Yeah.
that I don't know how they did it, but holy shit, man.
Also,
And wait, watch like the dumbasses that are making Ghost in the Shell come out. It's like we're gonna use the same CGI to make Scarlett Johansson look Asian, and we're gonna be like, no, why do you? Why?
I'm going in a circle. Fuck.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not really.
uh,
You've been
did you go backwards?
I think you went to the wrong area actually.
Because we saw that.
Because I
item
remember this
before.
actually being a confusing area for a first area. Go up the stairs, dumbass.
go up the stairs.
And then like someone intervenes afterwards, and it's like a mother saying, "You killed my son."
Oh yeah.
And
she
Which
shows Tony a picture of this boy, and she's like, he was doing charity work in Sokovia, and you dropped the building on him, and I blame you. And she should, because he's the idiot who created Ultron.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Although
Yeah.
apparently this is supposed to be the stand-in for Stamford, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Though, like,
You really think that the MCU people are going to blow up a school?
They're not gonna do that.
no, but if
They're going to blow up a building and not show
Despite
anyone
the
in
fact
it.
that there shouldn't be kids.
I guess
this isn't a
I
kids
just felt
movie,
like they should have.
This is like the definition of not a kids movie for this one.
I guess what my opinion was they should have had like a bunch of parents blaming him for the entirety of Sokovia, not just my son died.
Then again, he's in goddamn America, so it makes sense.
We always do finger pointing.
No. The thing is, like, they try to work it in because it made sense because it's a student studying abroad, helping people in a foreign country. You're not going to have parents travel around the world to America to complain that their city
Yeah.
fell. Those people are now homeless. They have no money.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
Of course, you're not going to have a lot of people saying anything. You're going to have entire countries complaining, like what happens, but not like parents going up to Tony and being like, "You killed my son," speaking Sokovian or something.
Also,
Yeah,
is it me or
exactly.
in that scene where they were showing like Tony when he was like 19? His father really looked like Ross.
Why? 'Cause
I
he
don't
had
think
white
it was,
hair.
Was it the same
Well,
actor?
the mustache and
It
everything.
is. It
He
is.
looks
It's the same.
different.
It's the same actor from
It feels
Ant Man.
They use different makeup in Ant-Man. It feels like.
Well, he's supposed to be older then.
Oh, right. So it's
Ant Man is in the '80s. This is '91.
Yeah, you're right.
Spoilers? I'm kidding. We're already in the spoiler thing.
Also,
Let's
how
talk
weird it
about
was that
Black
they trusted him.
Panther.
We already talked about Black Panther.
Well, we didn't talk about him in detail.
We don't really need to. He's a badass. He has a basic
No,
revenge
the
story.
fact that he has an entire character arc in this first movie.
He has a very good. Okay, him, Iron Man, Captain America, Helmet, Zemo, and I think someone else. I'm not entirely sure.
Bucky?
Bucky.
Yeah, they have
All
really good
have
character
the
arcs.
same character arc, but they go through in a different way and have a different outcome when they go
without
through
it
it.
seeming repetitive.
Yeah, which is actually very impressive.
Yeah.
Some people complain that this movie didn't talk enough about like the global politics and just got like into like the superheroes fighting, but it's like they talked enough.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good thing that they got right into fighting because the big problem with the original Civil War
Where the hell are you going?
was
I
the
don't
fact
know.
that like
Are you just absolutely lost and don't know what?
I have no idea what I'm doing. No.
and
This is entertainment.
speaking of the
Yeah.
speaking of the
Can I
politics,
see it?
Yeah, you play it now.
speaking of the politics thing, it's kind of a good thing that they got straight to the action mostly because the problem with the original Civil War was that it got so bogged down in what the Superhero Registration Act was.
What are those red arrows right there?
Give me it. Fuck me.
Oh my god.
It got so bogged down in what exactly the Superhuman Registration Act was trying to say that the comic became less, like, enjoyable.
Yeah, well, the printed version is not as good as the cinema version. Cinema version is much more bearable to watch, and
The cinema version also
Witness.
changes
It's weird how
key elements, though.
I thought Civil War was hated by comic book fans.
It
Yeah,
is
it is.
actually.
Yeah.
Because it made Iron Man like a fascist jerk who was arresting
just
anyone
like
who didn't
Avengers
agree with
versus
it.
X-Men is hated also.
What?
Just like Avengers versus X-Men is hated.
Why?
for
Because
what-
they ruined Scott Summers?
Yeah, they made him a dick.
They
He's
had him...
still a dick.
Wait, go down. Yeah, you see that thing down
Oh,
there?
okay.
You have to destroy
I
that
am not
stuff.
using my brain.
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess I'll be the.
You just
I,
watched the movie.
I guess
Okay.
I'll live up to that contrarian comment here and say I actually liked Avengers
Nothing, blow that
versus X-Men.
Yeah, I
Well,
liked
no,
it when
no,
I read it.
I don't hate it.
I don't think we're.
I just think-
You
Oh,
don't have to start. You have to pull it out.
yeah. Pull out, man. Pull out.
The fallout of X-Men versus Avengers is what's hated.
See, the problem, like,
I love that
was
storyline,
that
but like,
it
yeah.
made.
I
Scott,
liked Hope a lot.
It made Scott
Yeah, Hope
more of
Summers is
an
a great
asshole
character.
than he already was.
All right,
Strike
does
Right? I don't know. Use Thor or something.
Okay, next time on the Avengers versus X-Men review.
What were we talking about?
Okay, so
Civil
let's
War!
talk about that airport fight
Why?
because it was a amazing sequence.
This.
So much happened in it.
I feel like
So
it's,
many great moments.
honestly, I feel like it's the weakest part of the entire film.
Why?
Because
Really?
it's just like the way. I think it's just because the first viewing, mostly because it didn't feel like they were fighting. If that makes, I mean, they're obviously fighting, but
Well,
it's
the whole point was
it
they're
didn't-
trying not to kill each other.
yeah, and it kind of felt like they were obviously pulling the punches, like Scarlet Witch.
Well, Scarlet
jokingly
Witch
says.
wasn't pulling her punches.
Of course
I
not.
think it was supposed to be like the chemical plant scene from the comic.
You're going the wrong way, dickhead. Going
No,
the wrong
go
way.
on.
You're going the wrong
Oh,
way.
right.
I think it was
Sorry.
supposed to be like Stark cornering Cap's team at the chemical plant in the comic, where he tried to give them amnesty and give them a chance to surrender.
Yeah, that's
but they
exactly
didn't
what it's
take it.
supposed to be.
Yeah, it is.
I-
Yeah, Giant Man was a great reveal.
Was fantastic as a reveal.
It was really great.
Shouldn't you just? Wow, Spider-Man did not have that. Oh, the X. Follow the X, right? The terminal upstairs.
Hit the button.
I said
Oh, okay.
upstairs. I know you're playing as Deadpool and he's kind of stupid, but I
No,
mean,
it's also because I'm trying to focus on the review, but yeah.
Giant Man was cool. That the
See, when
sentence
he
he
said-
says is a reference to the Ultimates. When the dickhead Hank Pym first tries to grow big in the lab, and there's a dialogue between him and someone else, and he says like he fainted the first time, and hopefully he can get up to full like size.
Yeah, but then he says, like, I tried it once in the lab and I passed out.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get that reference. I thought he was talking about the whole splitting between the molecule things and stuff.
He didn't try that in a lab. He tried that while trying to kill
Yeah,
someone
but I
in
don't
front
know
of
why
his
I
daughter.
thought that, but still was surprising. I was like, oh my god! And Spider-Man, like, just burst out, holy shit!
Yeah, it was great.
It was fantastic.
I couldn't even hear that line when we watched it because everyone was laughing.
so hard. I think that is tied with the Hulk beating the shit out of Loki in terms of how what good of a crowd reaction that scene caused.
Maybe. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
haven't had
definitely
one
is.
of those moments in a while.
Yeah, because we had a bunch of terrible movies.
Yeah, exactly.
The only good movie we had was Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy.
But actually, there's something else that was. I don't know if anybody else would have thought of it, but the airport scene also reminded me of something else.
Go
What's
on.
that?
The role Black Widow played there is sort of like invisible,
Where she like
Oh
kinda
yeah,
turned on-
betraying.
where she sort of betrayed Iron Man's team.
Yeah, so it shares as many similarities as it possibly could
And-
with Civil War as a
And
storyline.
instead of Goliath dying, it's Rhodey getting paralyzed.
Yeah,
Which I still miss
that was
having,
such a dumbass cop out.
like the death thing.
Like he fell from such a
Yeah, he should have died.
assload of height,
Like, 100%.
and then he makes a crater. Okay, you're not Master Chief.
And his
You don't
armor
have-
wasn't working.
You don't have a gel layer to seize up your
Yeah, you
armor,
really
and
don't.
you're not a superhuman.
and not to mention, his armor wasn't working at that point.
yeah, it was turned off.
So how did he live?
There's like that. They should have just killed him. He's a pointless character. No one would have felt anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, Iron Man would have felt something. But
yeah, but I wouldn't.
If it was like
That's the
Hawkeye or
That is the
someone.
problem with War Machine's character. I don't care. I don't goddamn care
Yeah,
about
you
his
just
character.
can't- the only reason
he
you-
is a one-dimensional, pointless character.
The only reason you kind of care is because it's like, oh, he's Tony's best friend, but it's like,
Is he? He's been a
what
dick.
has he done? Like,
Nothing.
Cap's a better friend than
He even tried to force Tony to give up the armor to the government.
Joe, where are you going? Oh wait, yeah. Wait, what's over here?
Go this way.
But no, I thought the
That's a weird health bar.
Yeah.
Go on.
other than the airport scene, I mean, I think if you had to ask me what my favorite part of like Zemo was, for example, it'd
Oh.
probably be the way he like tricked Iron Man and Cap into fighting in the facility.
God damn that scene.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's
I may
Can
not
I
that
talk about it?
final fight.
Okay.
You think it's gonna play out in a generic ass way,
No, no.
and it doesn't.
Okay, so they get into a facility, and they're like, okay, we have a bunch of other like Winter Soldier type guys who are like Wolf Spiders or Zelfer sleeper program guys.
You immediately are gonna think, oh, they're just gonna fight all four of them. They're gonna make up, realize Zemo was the enemy, and that's it.
Yeah, can I continue?
Yeah. But that's what I thought at first.
Yeah, I didn't think that at all. I was like, something's gonna happen, like, cause we didn't see a single scene of that fight
Like,
in the
so then
trailers.
what happens to those wolf spiders?
And what? The Wolf Spiders? They're shot in the head.
They're all shot in the head.
Zemo says a great line. He's like, "Oh, they all die in their sleep." It pans over, bullet holes in their heads,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then man, it's like it's great the reveal of what the
Mission report, December 16th, 19th.
yeah, it's a great reveal of like what that actually is.
So what happens is Zemo puts on this screen, and you see that you're like, oh, that's the thing from the intro, okay. And Stark starts saying,
Wait.
I know this street.
No.
What is this?
That's the moment where everyone's like, "Oh no, oh no,
Yeah,
oh no."
anything but this. And he's like, I know this street. What is this?
And then obviously he takes out his dad out of the car and starts beating him to death.
Beating the crap out of him.
Well, I mean, he's supposed to be simulating him smashing his head against the steering wheel. But then, there's one problem I have with that scene. I think I'm the only one that noticed
Well,
it.
just because you're a nitpicky motherfucker. but-
No, it's not nitpicking. It just doesn't make
What is
sense. Okay, so we have Winter Soldier beat Iron Man's dad to death by punching him in the face, right? He then goes over and starts choking his mother. You would expect a trained assassin who's trying to make a car crash look like an accident with both passengers dying to know better than not to choke someone out. Why? Because
Hydra covered it up.
in post-mortem, like, evaluations...
Joey, you were thinking way too hard into
Well,
this.
you'll find...
You are thinking.
No, let me explain.
way
Let me
too
explain.
hard
Shut
into
up,
this.
let me explain.
Joey, that is
I'll
such a nitpick.
Let me
Come
let me say one sentence. Because in a post-mortem evaluation, you'll find that a choking victim, because of asphyxiation, would have bruises around their neck. And because of that arm being metal, the bruises would be far more potent.
I would assume.
Hydra covered it up.
Yes, that's the only reason I'm okay with it.
I know. I'm just saying. I'd assume Hydra took the body.
But it just doesn't make sense
so there wouldn't have been an autopsy.
along with the Winter Soldier, because he's a trained assassin and he wouldn't make a mistake like that.
True. That's very true. But didn't they also say any means necessary?
Yeah.
So I guess when the car crash didn't kill me, he's like, shit. What do I do?
Oh, I can't beat a woman to death the same way? Just snap her neck. Just go like this.
But of course, Iron Man fucking loses his mind. Like,
No.
He
he's-
loses it.
He goes to Cap, he's like, did you know? And he's like, yes. And he just,
no. He goes, I didn't know it was him. And he goes, don't bullshit me, Rogers. Did you know?
and he's just like, yes. And,
And
he just
he just-
backs off slightly,
Ba-
and he just looks at him like, you're the most disgusting human being I've ever seen
And
in my
he's still
entire
defending
life.
Bucky this whole time, too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Tony's wrong, too, because Bucky is a victim.
Yeah.
And
but,
he lives with the guilt of killing his parents, you know? Like,
But here's the thing. Bucky, Iron Man goes up to Bucky in a huge chase scene that's really awesome, and he's like, do you remember them? And he's like, yes, I remember everyone. And it's like, in that moment, I was like, oh my god.
he literally does.
Because he literally remembers every single person he's ever killed or ruined their lives. Bullseye, why is he in this
Bullseye,
movie?
what
A movie, I mean game.
Because
What an ass character. Hopefully they get him right in Daredevil.
They will.
I mean, I find it really funny that they made that scene the opposite of what actually happened, since that's supposed to be like the big fight by the end.
Yeah.
And
In
that,
a city where all the like
Well, no, what
civilians
happens?
stopping the fight.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what happened in this fight? I meant like the tone of the fight, because in that fight, the reason it was stopped was because Cap was about to beat the ever-loving shit out of Iron Man.
Well, that happens in the movie.
It does.
But
And
it's
here,
different.
here it's the scene where Iron Man beats the shit out of him.
No.
Pretty much.
No.
Have you read Civil War?
Yeah.
That was almost exactly the same.
It was almost except for the big brawl of superheroes in downtown Manhattan next to the Baxter Building. It was almost exactly
Does the
the same.
Baxter Building even exist in this universe?
Actually, yes. It appeared as an Easter egg in Winter Soldier.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
It's literally for a frame. In when the Hydra is targeting everyone. It's literally for a frame. I watched the commentary and they're like, yeah, you'll see the Baxter Building or something. Or what's supposed to be the Baxter Building.
Oh, I have to catch that. I didn't catch that.
And I'm so glad. Remember when they had that with Avengers, the first one, they were like thinking about putting Oscorp in it?
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 1 Oscorp? Oh, that would have sucked. Anyway.
Zemo was the
Okay.
Zemo's the product of Oscorp.
But I think the best, one of my favorite lines to this entire movie, reminiscence of the stupid ass, not stupid ass, it's poor, from BVS, where it's like, Martha, and it's like,
At least the reason for fighting
it's like,
made more
no,
sense.
Iron Man's saying to Cap, he's like, he killed my mother, and it's just like,
There's too many for me to
that reflects his entire character, because we've learned from the last few movies of Iron Man that he has not had a great relationship with his father. So of course he wouldn't say he killed my parents. Of course he would say he killed my mother.
And also his anger.
The only person he loved.
His anger's coming from the fact that it's like he's blaming Bucky. Like, you're the reason I never reconciled with my father because you killed him.
Yeah. He had no chance.
Like the part where Cap is like, this won't change what happened, and he goes, I don't care. He killed my mom.
Yeah, it's great. I love that.
Great. And it's like, how are they gonna?
Oh, they're not.
Yeah,
They're-
I have a feeling they're gonna fight Thanos just out of necessity, and afterwards he's
Oh.
gonna be like,
No, I think
yeah,
I think it's going to be completely different than anything we can think of. They're probably going to emulate a storyline, not Gauntlet, but do something else entirely.
Isn't the first movie?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know any.
What comes? Does Volume 2 of Guardians come before it?
I think so.
Okay, so it's possibility they might have Thanos in that tracking down the stones, or not at all. Probably not.
He'll still have to get it out of vision.
Yeah, just rip his head off. Just go like this and just crush it. We need some more violence in these movies.
Yeah, we do.
This is why I can't direct any comic book movies. Also, we need a season of Punisher. But besides that, what else?
Post-credit stuff.
The first one I was disappointed in, mostly because I didn't want Bucky to go under.
Yeah,
I want a Winter Soldier movie.
Though.
Actually, I really liked
It
that
makes
scene
so
for one
much
reason.
sense
Why?
though, because he's
You get
too
to see
dangerous.
Wakanda's like awesome
A, just
Panther
we get to see
thing.
Wakanda, but B, we also get that one line by Black Panther.
Let
They'll
them
be
try.
coming for you.
Time for some fun.
Let them try.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
then you see big crazy tiger action figure.
It was a panther.
It was a
A
panther.
statue
Panther.
of panther, probably out of
Yeah,
like
panther.
some crazy like
'Cause
mineral.
the Black
And
Panther's
then the
defender of
Spider-Man
Wakanda.
He
post-credit
goes into
scene.
tiger
The
life.
post-credit scene for Spider-Man's a nothing thing.
It's a literally nothing thing. It is like an Easter egg that even Spider-Man fans would be like, "What?"
That's just a flashlight
like-
I had when I was growing up.
No, like that's not like I understood what it was because
Oh,
back
Winter
in the
Soldier.
in the original comics, he had a stupid spotlight that he would put on while people were getting mugged and then jump into the fight. He would announce his presence.
You
That's
would?
what it
Spider-Man,
was.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hope
that was. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was really freaking
it was
stupid.
it was really stupid. I'm glad they got rid of
So
it.
here's an odd question. It's related to Captain.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to Dum Dum Dugan?
he's dead. He died in the 40s.
Yeah,
he was
did.
in the first Captain America.
He was in Agent.
He had no sons.
I thought the current Dum Dum Dugan in the comics was still the one from World War II.
How?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
What?
I just know that Dum Dum Dugan is still
I would have sworn it was his son or something.
because I know someone named Dum Dum Dugan is
No,
still
there
in the
is a
comics.
Dum Dum Dugan in the comics, but I don't think it's him because only Nick Fury and Black Widow are like the ones that have like immortality for whatever stupid reason. Because Black Widow is also really stupid
I'm
old,
not supposed to be up here.
and Nick Fury takes some sort of infinity Serum, I think it's called. I know too much. I think we're in the wrong location.
Yeah, I think we are. Moon Knight, you're drunk. Go home.
He's always drunk. He's insane.
Yeah, he is. He has like voices in his head.
Also,
and
the
shit.
movie's accomplished what I thought was the impossible.
What?
Maria Hill is not an insufferable jackass that you just want to see, like, go away.
She wasn't even in this movie, which kind of surprised me.
Well, because
like the
Nick
character.
Fury is still around. She became acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D. once Nick Fury, like, went off and pretended he
We're
was
talking
dead.
about the comics, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Um,
No, but Maria Hill wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
Which kind of surprised me.
also, okay. Like, thinking about it, I do have some problems with the film. Not as many as BVS, obviously.
Well,
because
obviously.
my grade... Well, we'll get into that near the end of this review.
Oh, we haven't spoken about the villain.
Well, not yet. Let me just talk about this.
Okay.
One of my problems with the film is that kissing scene. One of the best villains so far. Whoa, is that Doom? One of the best villains so far. Why? Because he's empathetic. Unlike Loki, where Loki is just a child and has never been loved by his father, which is, you can have empathy towards that. But here's a person that lost his family, his
Because of the
wife
Avengers.
and daughter, and he's just kind of a normal guy. Okay, Jade's gonna be like, it's not like the comics. The only thing that's not like the comics, literally, is that his motivation's different. He's not scarred by
Not German.
well, whatever.
Whatever.
His origins is different. He's not scarred, so he doesn't have to wear the mask. He's probably going to get the mask later.
Especially because there was concept art.
And to go with his motivation in the comic is because he blames Captain America for his father's death. The guy who caused Bucky to become the Winter Soldier originally, because he launches the rocket that Bucky gets stuck on and explodes and loses his arm. And
Wait, that was Heinrich?
yeah.
Or at least what was supposed to be Heinrich Zemo?
Yeah, that was Zemo. There's only 2 Zemos.
How many Captain America
there's
comics
13
have you read?
There's 13 Zemos, but there's only 2 that Captain America has dealt with.
Yeah.
Helmet?
Heinrich and Helmet.
Yeah, Helmet and...
They
yeah.
kind of combined them.
No, they don't.
Did they?
No.
Or-
No, not at all.
This was their own version of him.
Yeah, this is just Helmet.
This was their own version of Helmet Zemo.
Yeah, which I really liked.
After
And,
I saw him,
and to answer your question, I read almost the entire run of Ed Brubaker because it's great.
And honestly, the reason I didn't like him was not because like he wasn't like the comics.
Accurate?
It was less that and more. Honestly, there were
hi,
a
Bucky.
lot of parts where I was like, I need to be here. They were doing a good enough job of hating each other without him.
No, but he was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
no,
kinda
because
guy.
he set it up. He took advantage of
Is
the
that a
Accords.
Nova Corps person? Like, what is that symbol on his
I
chest?
have no idea. That's the
Radioactive Man.
That's radioactive. Man.
Really? Nuclear Man, basically?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my god! I was listening to a podcast or something, and someone was like, "Oh my god, BVS is just Superman 4 again," cause Doomsday is just Nuclear Man again.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Anyway,
it's
go
not-
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sidetracked again.
But he was one of those villains that the second time viewing it, I appreciated him a lot more.
The first time viewing, I got what he meant. Like, with the whole like answering machine, I was like, "Oh, this is like he's just a bad father." No, his family's dead.
No, that's the
only-
last voicemail he ever heard
And then
from
he
them.
like him deleting it. That's his completion of his character arc,
But of
and
course,
it's
Black
amazing.
Panther stops him from killing himself, so
Yeah, which
That-
I loved.
he's gonna become.
Well, because it's like you don't
bigger
deserve
threat
to have
later on.
you don't deserve to have death.
I just hope they don't kill him off like Crossbones.
They
'cause
better not.
I feel like Crossbones was going to have a much bigger, like,
I thought he was gonna have a big role in this
I
movie.
feel like before they announced that it was going to be Civil War, there was supposed to be something else, you know?
Yeah.
I thought
Before
what
they got
might
Spider-Man back and all that shit.
I thought what
Yeah.
might happen would be that like
Well, they originally were supposed to fight over Black Panther for who would be on his side.
That's what the original plan was.
Don't you remember the announcement for Civil War? That's
Oh
what they
yeah,
said.
you're right. You're right.
Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. were like, we're going to fight over him. Obviously, I don't think they read the full script, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
They just thought he was a replacement for Spider-Man. What are you doing?
I thought it was.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so should we do some final thoughts on this movie?
Are we done with everything?
Pretty much.
Are you done with everything?
I was gonna say like before. I loved the fact that like he stopped him from killing himself at the end because it was like no, you don't get to do that.
You play.
I guess the
You know how to play.
The only
A is
other
attack. Okay, well, anyway.
here's something to ask because
Was that a Doombot? that
I'm
I
taking
just
this
Yeah, the Doom
argument.
bots.
I'm taking this argument from someone else. This isn't my opinion, but I wanted to know what you thought of it anyway.
Go on.
I've heard the idea that this was basically just the same old Captain America story told again.
Not at all. I
do you
mean,
mean,
similar
Captain America
structure
story?
to Winter Soldier, but
Either that, or it felt more like an Iron Man movie than it did a Cap movie. Which, to be fair, Iron Man was the one who got the most character development in it.
I really need some help.
Well,
it should have been called the Avengers Civil War.
or just Civil War.
Because it really
Marvel
wasn't
presents.
focused on Cap.
Yeah,
I mean, he was the main character for this, so it was him.
but it was more of an Avengers movie.
Which I was surprised by the amount of times we saw different characters instead of Cap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, it was crazy.
Uh,
I love the amount of screen time Spider-Man had. I love Black Panther. The fighting, the action is probably the best it's ever been.
Okay. Oh wait, another thing I wanted to mention was how many times did you guys cry? Obviously, you said none. You
I
probably
don't
said none.
cry during movies
Okay,
like
so
that.
the amount of times this movie had like heartstrings pulling kind of thing. The moment when Captain America got the text, she died. She passed in her sleep.
Oh, we
I-
did not touch on that at all.
I bawled crying at that scene. I could not, like, I was just like,
As soon as it says she's got in her sleep, I was like, oh.
I started
God.
crying immediately. And through that entire
It's like,
scene, I was
Of
crying.
all the shit Cap's gone through today,
How do I
having,
switch characters? Oh.
after Cap has already been so pissed and broken
Help.
from...
How do I switch characters?
the deep.
Yay.
No, but it's like
Someone
after
else.
Cap has had this terrible day, and like people telling him that like he can't make his own decisions
Yeah.
anymore, and then his girl, the love of his life, dies.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. Also, I know it's like this in the comics, but him being with Sharon after knowing that she's her niece is kind of disturbing.
Doesn't it sort of remind you of the, what's the
It's
the
like
old Captain America movie where he tried to
it's
get...
like Peggy's dead, but her niece is available.
yeah.
It's really creepy.
It doesn't, it feels weird.
To be
It
fair,
really
it
does.
is still who he got within the comic.
I
Yeah.
know, but it doesn't make it any less
But
weird.
in Winter Soldier, they had a, established, I'm talking about the comics, they had a relationship beforehand, and Fury put the, her on detail to watch him because he thought he was going insane after Dissembled kind of thing.
Yeah. But I think Sharon Carter needs to be a better character for them to be using her more.
Yeah, I hope.
She's just kind of there.
And she's still my favorite
You
Captain
just like
America line.
you just like take.
Oh, the
She didn't-
push you like
She didn't
push them
steal
back.
it. He's gonna use it later.
I don't think he's going to use it. I think that was literally just supposed to be a reference to that line.
Yeah.
Which annoys me, because that's one of Captain America's greatest lines.
But it didn't fit. Like, I mean, it made sense for her to say it more. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it did.
Well, I'm saying they should have saved it for Infinity.
No, that would not have made any sense.
Quote to Spider-Man during Civil War.
Okay. The only thing Cap should say, if like he doesn't say it, the line that he says to Thanos in Infinity Gauntlet when he's the
Put it
only
up
one
on the
last
screen.
standing.
Yeah, I forget what it is.
Yeah, it's on the screen
Yeah.
right now. And
Right
I love that line. I know what
It's
you're talking
Okay,
amazing.
about, though. I
so
love it.
let's do our overall thoughts. I thought the action was great. I thought the character
no,
moments.
don't even go
were
over that. Just
fantastic,
go
but-
grade.
Okay,
Joe,
my
what do you
grade,
say?
A minus, which is great.
I say B, which is
Uh,
goddamn great compared to like what I said for PVS.
I'm gonna say B minus.
Yeah, that fits.
And Tommy says A minus.
To give you an idea, I would give Vampire Strikes Back a B plus, or yeah, and
Yeah, Joey said.
there are very few films that get A's from me. They're mostly
Yeah.
Hitchcock films because he's
Empire
all,
should be one of those.
I know,
What?
but I compare.
Empire should be
When I
one of
grade
those.
stuff, I
Don't even know what
compare
you're
it to
saying.
stuff like in the genre of that type.
oh, I never do. It shouldn't be an excuse. You're making a movie.
Well, anyway, that
Jesus
was our
Christ.
Civil War spoilers review, and
I don't know what I'm doing.
thank you
How
for
do I
listening
jump?
to
Can I
us
kill myself?
ramble, or
Can I
not
kill myself?
listening to us ramble for the past, like, hour.
I want to kill myself.
Anyway, next time on Fuck Around Friday. Bye-bye.
Oh, I can jump. Wait,
Yes, you can jump.
kill myself. Come on. Go
No,
into
you
the
can't
fan.
Jump off the cliff.
Just
can't.
click off. Just end this. Kill me. Kill me. Kill. Oh, I'm floating. I'm